I know that a lot of people look at my lifestyle and think it's crazy that sometimes I spend upwards of $500,000 a month, but for me, it's just percentages. And when I had no money, when I was broke, I was very cognizant and I was very aware of the fact that when I make money, that is the most dangerous place to be, because that is where you stop keeping track of money. That's where you just spend willy-nilly, and the empire that you build can collapse in a second. So keeping up appearances, no matter what position you get to in life, is something you need to let go of if you want to become rich and also stay rich. Now, one thing I will mention is it's something that you will get out of your system. You know, it's funny, there's no playbook on what to do once you get money. Like, there's no one who has a guide that tells you, hey, spend money on this because it's worth it. Don't spend money on this. You know, there's not really that much advice out there. So I will say, as you start to make some money, you will probably need to get it out of your system. You will probably need to flex a little and stunt your money and throw it around. But then you're going to get to a point where you're very comfortable with your wealth. And for me, comfortable with your wealth does not mean that you have to be humble so that way other people think you're humble. If you want to fly private, or you want to spend money on this, or you want to spend money on that, do it. It's your money, as long as it's reasonable. As long as you're saving and investing a good chunk of your money. I think comfortable with your wealth is when one is expensive and a lot of people will be jealous or envious of it, and the other may be cheaper, but you like the cheaper thing and you're not going to get as much recognition for it, but you still go for it. I'll give you an example, and this recently happened to me. If there's two cars, and by the way, you can totally afford both cars. In one car you can flex on the gram with, another one is a nice car, but it's not a head turner. If you simply just like this car more, for example, if it's a Tesla compared to you could buy yourself a Rolls Royce, and you could do that very comfortably. For me, comfortable with your wealth is, I like the Tesla, so I'm just going to buy the Tesla. So the reason I say all this is because you're going to go through an arc, and you're going to get to a point where eventually you settle into your money and you don't feel like you need to keep up appearances. You don't need to feel like you need to constantly upgrade your lifestyle for other people. You just do things because you like it. And by the way, there's a lot of people who have a lot of money, but they're so caught up with keeping up appearances that they're simply a slave to their money. They're a slave to keeping up this facade that they have. So ladies and gentlemen, those are 3 things that you need to give up if you want to get rich. And by the way, if you want to stay rich, because this whole process of getting rich and staying rich, it's not 1 year or 2 years. This is a 10-year plus journey. And by the way, you can look back on my YouTube in 2015 when I was a broke kid starting my first business to take care of me and my single mom. Watch my YouTube, see the journey, see the process. You need to remember that you're going to put one foot forward in front of the other for years and years and years. And as I said at the beginning of this video, life is just as much about defense as it is offense. So protect yourself, make sure you're strong, make sure there are no leaks in your vessel. And on that note, I'll be watching you from afar, and I'm rooting for you.